Good morning all, it is day 19 of travelling to 30 countries in 30 days. We just woke up, realised we missed our alarm, so we're going to be in a rush to the train station, so we'll carry on then. Why is it every time there's a replacement bus, it's quite confusing and there's no actual signs or anything up?
It does make things look confusing, but it's okay, we made it.
We've made it to Helsinki, Finland. Never thought I'd say I'd be here.
No, I never thought I'd say I would have been to Finland.
Especially this trip.
We've just arrived in Helsinki, Finland. We're just outside the train station now, and we've got about 4 hours to explore the city.
So I think it's time for a game plan. Step number 1, it's 10:30 now, we've only had a banana, so I think we need to get some breakfast. Step number 2, we're going to figure out what the best things to do, see and eat are, and we're going to try and fit that into 4 hours while we're here in the city. Step number 3, we've got a ferry to catch at about 4:30, so we're going to head to the ferry port to a brand new country. Let's go. The area opposite the train station, there seems to be like a Eastern European sort of style to the buildings, which we haven't seen yet. I don't know, I just felt like Helsinki would have the same sort of feel and style of buildings to Stockholm and Oslo, but totally different. Anyway, we picked up some breakfast.
Lidl's bakery never fails. Picked about Finnish food.
When we were googling Finnish foods, meat pie was like the second most popular thing.
And they had them in Lidl, so we picked them up.
And they even had a Finnish flag, so that proves it's Finnish.
Yeah.
We're in the Senate Square now, the cathedral's behind us.
It's a very cool looking cathedral.
It is a cool looking cathedral and it's white and it's got the steps going up to it, so it looks even more impressive.
Really grand looking because it's up on the hill. It like really stands out compared to everything else in the square.
This is definitely one of the more popular tourist spots though, because this is where all the tourist buses, the hop on hop offs are lining up.
And I'm going to say, main landmark, tick.
Earlier I said the buildings by the train station had this sort of Eastern European feel to them, but that is definitely not the case for all of Helsinki. That is just that area outside the train station. I've only walked about 5 minutes from the train station and it's definitely got more of a Stockholm and Oslo sort of feel to the architecture in this area.
So it's time to try the Finnish food that we picked up from Lidl. It's called a liha paraka. I probably pronounced that completely wrong. And it's a minced meat pie with rice and onions. Cheers.
Cheers. Pretty good. I think it'd be much nicer if it was warm, but it kind of just tastes like something you could pick up from a bakery.
It kind of just tastes like a sausage roll.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't really taste the rice in it. I thought you'd be able to taste the rice.
No,
or at least feel the texture.
The rice has got the same sort of texture as a sausage roll, I feel. It's pretty good. It's not the typical food that I would have thought Finland would have. Something containing rice, I don't know.
It's very unique though. I've never seen anything like it before. And it's pretty good, which is even better. As we were sitting on the steps, we noticed the Helsinki City Museum and we've come to check it out, and it's free to enter and gives you history about Helsinki.
We're in the children's town of the museum now. We're in a classroom. This is what a classroom used to look like. Look at these old school desks and a chalkboard. So we're going to do some teaching. Everyone would like to take their seats actually. A family of people came in and I had nothing to teach, so we got out of there. I'm just going to be honest, I didn't really find that museum very interesting at all.
No, it wasn't the best, but it was free, so we don't mind.
Obviously it gets really cold in the winter in Finland. Look at all these Finnish clothes. Whoa! Can't even see.
That's very warm.
We made it to a little bit of a viewpoint looking south. There's some islands just down here. Got a bit of a harbour area there. I think that's where our boat's going from, down there. It's actually quite nice. There's a lot of green space here in Helsinki. However, there doesn't seem all that much to do as tourists in terms of like sightseeing and stuff.
No, you could walk around the city probably all day, but as for like individual attractions or specific things to see, there isn't too much.
So you just walk in through the park area and there's a kids play park, and this slide looks class. Look at this. Look how cool this slide is. It's massive. I'm gonna go on it.
You're flying on it.
Well fast. What a random sculpture this is. Got our boarding pass here. I think it's like a big cruise again. See us on board.
I end up falling and hurt myself.
We found a spot in the bar. I'm going to get the video edited.
I'm going to do some TikToks.
We're just leaving now. This is the garden area.
Okay, let's see.
This one's probably a bit nicer than the one we had yesterday. I think it's just a bit newer. I don't think there's too many activities and shows going on because it's only 2 hours long. We should be arriving at about 6:30 in our next city, and then we can go from there. This one's a bit more modern. It's not as much like the Titanic. There's a bit of a shopping mall on here. There's a 2-story shop. I found some PlayStations again. We just arrived in Tallinn, Estonia, which is the 19th country on our trip, and it is day 19. We're going to head straight to the hotel and check in and check it out. We made it to our accommodation. It's called City Box Tallinn. Like halfway in between the port and the Old Town, and it's had like 7,000 reviews. Check in yourself.
Never done this before. Room 432. The check-in was really easy as well. Such a good idea.
Oh, this is ideal.
Nice. Oh, look at this, look at it, like this.
There's a seat-in area. And this is the bathroom.
Oh, look at that shower.
Shower, sink, toilet. Ideal.
Oh, wow. Oh. I'm in the pillow, like sinking.
We have officially left the expensive countries. We had this place for £50. It is ideal. It's in a perfect location. So, the new game plan. Step 1, I need to remove all the footage off the camera to clear space so I can film today. Step number 2, we're going to head out to the Old Town and see what we can get up to and what we come across there. Step number 3, we need to have some food. So we're either going to eat out or we're going to use the kitchen downstairs. We're not 100% sure, but we will figure it out. So saying the hotel's in such a good location. It is literally just by there, and the Old Town is just by here. It also seems to be in like a new upcoming area because there's some buildings going up here and these look really modern as well. I don't know how to describe it, but it's instantly this just different feel to the Scandinavian countries. It's hard to explain, but there's such a different feeling, a different atmosphere, a different architecture. We're at our first stop now, which is St. Olaf's Church, and look how tall it is. I think you can get up there, and that's the aim. The entrance to the tower closes at 7:30.
7:38, 8 minutes late.
It looks as if it has such a good viewpoint as well, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to do it. Well, there's definitely something going on this way.
Ooh.
Follow the crowds. There's definitely some sort of show going to be happening here.
Come back up here in a bit, shall we?
We're on our next stop now. This is Freedom Square behind me. There's a church having a big open area. I don't know what it reminds me of, but the name reminds me of the Hero Square in Budapest.
Yeah, doesn't look anything like it though.
Doesn't look anything like it. This square is really giving off Poland vibes, to be honest.
Yeah, it reminds me so much of Krakow with all the little tents outside the restaurants. Just had food in Mad Murphy's. Top tip, you've got garden space up the front. If you eat inside, it's like 30% cheaper than if you eat in the garden.
By garden, Kelsey means the outdoor tables in the square. Worked out that our bill would have come to like €35 and then it came to 22 when we ate inside.
Shout out to Brian in the outdoor area, let us know.
The main square area is starting to light up as well. It looks really nice.
Pretty.
This is the main entrance to the Old Town. It's like a big city gate.
It's very cool.
Definitely like a medieval-y feel to the Old Town. It's really cool. Highly recommend visiting.
Yeah, I'm a little bit sad we're here for the evening. I feel like Tallinn's a place we will probably come back to.
It's definitely somewhere where we could spend a couple of days exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound like our kind of music, but we're gonna go up anyway. It looks pretty busy. It's absolutely bouncing up here.
I have no idea what these people are, but they're very popular.